Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Aspen 1 Hour Football Show, and it's the state semifinal edition. The one we've been hoping for, Josh. We got both locals, one on for the regional final, and we get a matchup that we wanted.
When the pairing playoff show came out, we thought this could happen. We wondered if it would happen, and both these teams delivered, won the games to get to this point, and we have another Cascades-Lumen Christi matchup for a trip to Ford Field, which is great. It's unfortunate they got to play each other, but the great thing is we know the Jackson area team's going to play at Ford Field this year.
Yeah, and how cool that these two teams didn't have to play in the first round like we've seen Cascades get matched up with Lumen Christi in the past. So plenty to talk about here on the Aspen 1 Hour Football Show. We'll be back right after this.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com. We won't leave you waiting. Sing it with me.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Your new ride is waiting for you at Avenue Auto. We've been giving Jackson great deals on pre-owned vehicles for 27 years. With 80 or more vehicles on the lot, each with a free warranty, we're your family-owned and operated choice in Jackson.
Wilcox Lawn and Landscaping has been proudly serving the southern Michigan area since 1986. With thoughtful design and quality craftsmanship, our experienced experts can bring any idea to life. Stop into our brand new location and garden center today. From a total redesign to just a few plants to spruce up your outdoor living space, we have everything you'll need. Need dirt, mulch, stone, or topsoil? It's all here and on site at Wilcox, and of course we can handle the delivery. We can also take care of your fertilizing and weed control, irrigation from repairs to new systems, and all of your landscaping needs. Wilcox Lawn and Landscaping, everything for your outdoors.
Lester Brothers has been performing driveway installations for over 30 years. Crushed asphalt is one of our most popular driveway gravels and an overall Lester Brothers favorite. When spread properly, it can last for many years. It's 100% recycled, environmentally friendly, quarter of the cost of hot asphalt, dust-free, and ready for immediate use after construction. Contact Lester Brothers today for a free timely estimate for your future crushed asphalt driveway or parking lot.
Welcome back to the Aspen 1 Hour Football Show. Here you have it, the highlights.
have been on Marcy.
There you have it, last week's highlights, and good highlights they were for the home teams. Let's start over at Lumen Christi. I think I predicted 35-7 Lumen Christi would win that game. I was wrong. Down at halftime, kind of surprising. Lawton, a team that moved the ball. Some could argue maybe we're the better team offensively in that game. But Lumen Christi had stops when they needed them.
Yeah, I mean, big defensive effort from Lumen. We were used to seeing this, especially in the playoffs. They have really done a nice job. Just much closer than I expected.
Yeah.
Because as we're checking, we're getting updates. It's just hard to believe that this game was as close as it was. But you're right. The biggest difference in this ball game was Lumen Christi's defense and then opportunistic scoring. They got that big touchdown from Joe Lathers, which was great to get on the board, take the lead. And talk about special teams, partner. What special teams wins the ball game because you can make an extra point. And Andrew Salazar does a great job of propelling this team to the semifinals.
Boy, is Lathers any good?
He's playing great.
Yeah.
He's a tough matchup, and it's something that you're going to have to prepare for. No question, Napoleon's looking at that now, but he has stepped up all season long. When they've needed big plays, they've gotten it, and they get a 48-yard touchdown run from Joe Lathers to get the win.
And Lumen Christi defense just playing really well the last 3 weeks, so Napoleon will face a great defense, which you would expect to have at this time in the season. Now, a game you were at, Napoleon against St. Mary. I kind of wondered how they would handle that environment, how they would handle a program like St. Mary's, and they handled them really, really well.
From the start. And, I mean, you look at that first drive when Napoleon, but, you know, not everybody, if they weren't at the game, third play of the game, fourth play of the game, they get a touchdown called back. They set a nice screenplay and run a touchdown. They get a penalty, calls that play back. And you wondered how would they face that adversity? How would they deal with that? And they just keep pounding the ball, deliver a opening drive touchdown to really just say, we're here. And then a great defensive effort followed that. And we saw what we've seen from Napoleon pretty much all season long. Great offensive line play, a heavy dose of Bart Loretz, and we got a really good defensive effort. And I just have been so impressed with this defense, how they have improved week after week. And we have seen steady growth from about week 8 to now on how much better this defense has gotten.
Yeah, you get a lot of people hopping on that Napoleon bandwagon, and rightfully so. You've heard a little chatter, oh, maybe this wasn't a St. Mary's team they weren't very good. And that's not true. They were a good team.
They were better than I expected.
Yeah.
With the research I did, what I saw from them, they performed better. They were big and they were physical, much bigger than I expected. When I walked into the venue, it was like, whoa. Watch out, because these boys came to play, and you know they're going to be a good team. They're going to execute well, but then to see their size that went along with that, they were really talented. They had a good quarterback, but Napoleon always had an answer for them. Complementary defense at all 3 levels. You saw great penetration from the defensive line. Michael Humphreys with a huge 4th down stop. The linebackers were taking care of business. Bart Loretz and Hamlin were doing a great job defensively. The linebackers. What I was impressed with was Helfrich and Van Poppel on the outside. When they had to make tackles in the open field, they were making them. So I think there was one play in that game where Monroe was able to get and break containment. One play. And it turned into a big play, what you expect when that happens. But other than that, Napoleon was able to contain them and really do a nice job and push everything back inside. They did a great job.
Both of Napoleon's scoring drives, one 11 plays, one 13 plays, and you got to like that if you're an offensive line coach over at Napoleon.
We've seen it all year. That's what they've done. They've controlled the line of scrimmage, that's what has propelled them to victories. Bart Loretz is talented back, runs really hard, tough to bring down, and he just fights for extra yards. He's fun to watch. He's going to be a challenge for Lumen Christi, and I think that game is going to be won at the line of scrimmage.
And that game will be played on Saturday at Chelsea High School at 1 o'clock, and I know everyone's looking forward to it. We'll be right back more. We're going to preview this matchup after the break.
Matt with Howie Equipment here, located in Lansing Avenue, and we've got Toro and Echo in the showroom. Come by and see what we got, whether you're in need and fall is coming up and you need a blower, or it's a trimmer or a saw for Echo. And then Toro, from the little push mowers to the big 60-inch commercial mowers, we've got it here at Howie Equipment. Come down and see us.
Bailey Excavating is proud to introduce our paving division. Locally done, on time, and on budget, we offer paving for municipal, industrial, commercial, and large residential customers. We can meet all your asphalt and paving needs from start to finish. For nearly 50 years and 3 generations, Bailey Excavating has been dedicated to providing the highest standards of quality and service to our customers. And in our paving division, we are dedicated to those same standards. To learn more about Bailey's Paving or to request a quote, please call 517-750-3030.
Over time, we've seen more and more people frustrated with their dental benefits. They thought that because they had dental insurance, they'd be well taken care of. Well, that's exactly what the insurance companies want you to believe. They figured out a way to collect your premiums while continuing to limit your choice of doctor and your choice of treatment. There's not one company better than the others. They've created an environment where dentists diagnose treatment or recommend care based upon your insurance dollars available. That's not the way people should be treated, and we think there's a better way. We put the interest of you and your family first. We take the time with you to figure out how to get the care you need, whether it's with your insurance or not.
We are Dentistry by Design, and our mission is to make excellent dental care a joy. Please call, visit the website, or drop by the office. We'd love to answer any questions you may have. And be sure to ask about our exclusive membership program to help you save on the cost of your dental care.
As a proud partner of Frankenmuth Insurance, Barker Weber operates under 5 distinct values.
Integrity. We will be honest and fair.
Stewardship. We commit to responsible management.
Empathy. We understand how you feel.
Mutual respect and trust. You'll always be our valued partner.
Dedication. We'll work for you wholeheartedly.
Barker Weber and Frankenmuth Insurance, your local insurance solution.
At Consumers Energy, we believe change is empowering, powering both your home and your business. Change is progress, with a modernized grid that can detect outages and restore power within seconds. Change is reliable. We're talking preventing over 35,000 outages last year reliable. And change is enduring, like our dedication to keep your power running, just as it should. Consumers Energy, a force for you, a force of change.
Welcome back to the Aspen 1 Hour Football Show. It's time now for our game picks, and rarely this late in the season have we had an opportunity to see pretty much all of these teams in the Division 7 semifinal. We kind of thought Traverse City St. Francis would be there, and they are. They play New Lothrop, so we've seen New Lothrop. We've seen St. Francis. They handed Lumen Christi a couple losses months ago, right? Who do you pick in that game? I have to take Traverse City St. Francis. If you look at what they've been doing, you cannot stop them. No one has been able to stop them yet. Now they've given up some points, but I don't think New Lothrop will be able to hang. So I'm going to pick Traverse City St. Francis, especially after what they did to Ithaca last week, which was shocking. And almost I'd say payback.
63-0. That was, when I saw 28-0 in the first quarter, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
We knew this team was good, but Ithaca's not a bad team. I don't think they're the Ithaca we've seen years ago. I expected them to win. I thought it'd be about a 3-score game. I didn't think it'd be a 60-point game. That was just a beating that we saw. But you go back to these teams. Both these teams trying to get back to Ford Field for the first time since 2020. These two teams have met at Ford Field before. New Lothrop won that game, won a state championship. You look at New Lothrop, no surprise that they're there. 2018, 2020 D7 champions. They have been really good in this division for a long time. Coming to the game 10-2, really playing well. The difference is St. Francis. They're no stranger to this either. They have a historic program. And they're playing really, really well. That offense is so tough to stop. We just talked about it, 63 points on Ithaca, which I think is just really impressive. How do you stop this team? And I think I got to agree with you. That's the challenge in this ball game is New Lothrop's got a good defense, but do they have a way to slow down and stop Traverse City St. Francis? I don't think they do. Claire's getting a ton of snow right now, something to pay attention to. They're getting a lot of snow right now. So how does the field conditions impact this game? But I think St. Francis is going to be able to work through that. So I'll take St. Francis in this game. Let's go to the game in the area that everyone's talking about. Saturday, 1 o'clock at Chelsea High School, Napoleon, Lumen Christi. Great opportunity. This is the third playoff meeting between these two teams in the last 7 seasons.
Amazing.
But this is the best chance they've had.
Agreed.
Napoleon, really good football team, and I've said this, for the better part of the past couple days. I think this is the best Cascades Conference team to go up and face Lumen Christi in the playoffs. I don't know that it's the best team, but I think it's the best matchup. Yeah. And the way Napoleon lines up, it's complementary to the way that Lumen Christi tries to play football. Good offensive line play, control the line of scrimmage, have a good powerful back that can carry the majority of the loads, and have a good defense that isn't going to give up big plays. That's the key in this ballgame.
And watching your interview with Coach Shell after the game, it just reminded me a lot of the coaches I played for at Lumen Christi. He really allows his assistant coaches to make decisions and get the team ready to play, and it's old-fashioned football, like you said. The offensive line, I think, is underrated. I think when you have a Cascades Conference team that you maybe haven't seen, you assume that maybe they're not an offensive line that is equipped to get a team to a state semifinal. We've said all year it's a pretty good offensive line. Their defense is also good. They've been holding opponents to hardly any scores, especially St. Mary's, only holding them to 7 on their home field, which, to me is a shocking score. You're right. I think they do know they have their hands full. What kind of game do you think we're going to get? Yeah, Napoleon, they have the ability to pass. Last week they didn't show it. They didn't need to. They've got a guy back there who can throw it and throw it accurately. Is that something that you need to worry about if you're the Titans?
I think so. And I think I also look, as Coach Shell and his defensive coordinator, Tom Johns, is going to look at, go back to that Harper Creek game. Some big plays that Harper Creek was able to get. And you can look at Lumen Christi throughout the year has given up some big plays. How can you exploit that? I fully expect them to come in and try to play their game. They're going to try to control the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to give the ball to Bart Loretz and see if they can continuously move the ball down the field, keep moving the chains, stay ahead of the chains, and just get first downs leading to touchdowns. That'll be their key. But I expect opportunistic play action passing. We've seen Grant Bradley step up in the playoffs, has done a really nice job when he's had to. You were right, they weren't able to connect in Monroe, but if you weren't there, a ton of wind. It was very windy going right down the field, so I think that was a challenge for everybody. Both teams, when they tried to pass, it was a challenge for them. I think you'll see some pass plays that lead to big plays in this game.
A couple factors, possible factors I want to run by you. Daytime game on a Saturday. Very familiar with Lumen Christi. They've been in 6 of them the last 7 years in semifinal Saturday. A lot of kids playing both ways for both teams this late in the season. Is that going to be a factor? And then the weather. Is that going to be a factor as well? We have, it's cold out. Both teams like to run the ball. Yeah. Which, if any of those 3 things, do you think will play a role?
I think it's unique, but I will say this team, it's playing on Saturday, is going to be a little bit unique for this Lumen team. So I don't know that it's the same. I think both teams will be new. That'll be a challenge. Sure. Going to Chelsea and just a neutral field, I think, is interesting for Napoleon. They haven't had to play a neutral field, so I think that's unique. Weather is interesting to me. I think hopefully middle of the day we get some decent weather and we don't have a lot of the snow that comes in. Hopefully we stay clear of that and we can have clear field conditions. I'm not sure that any one of those things really impact it. It always helps if you have experience with it. Just the program at Lumen Christi, you have more experience with these types of games. You also have more experience with the pressure of walking in, knowing that if you win this, you get to fulfill your dreams. Yeah, you get to go to Ford Field and play the day after the Lions do. I mean, that's just a great feeling. And as a program, when you know you've done it before, and that's what leads me to my biggest takeaway in this ball game. Does Napoleon play this year's Titans? Do they play the 2022 Titans, or do they play the last 25 years of Titans? Are you looking at a program, or are you looking at a team? If they approach this as a team, I like their matchup. I like how they can play against this team. If they look at it as a program, I don't like it. And I think if you're trying to play 25 years of Titans, it's going to be a long night for the Pirates.
Yeah, I think to your point, maybe Napoleon passed a miniature test with a program win over St. Mary's last week. We shall see. But yeah, with all this on the line, everyone knows you strap on your football helmet. Coaches want this as bad as the players, probably. They'll tell you that too. One team is going to be really, really happy, and one team is, going to be devastated, and both teams remember it forever, and that's what makes sports, high school sports, so great.
Should we get to picks?
Let's do it.
All right. I look at we've talked about it a lot. I look at big plays. It's going to be a big difference. I think this is going to be a very consistent running game for both teams. But I look for big plays to be the difference in this ball game. And I think Napoleon with Grant Bradley, how he's been able to pass the ball, you have to find a way to get some big plays to your big wide receivers on the outside, and play action passing will lead to that. I think you'll see the same thing out of Joe Lathers and Lumen Christie attack. I just like the way that Napoleon's been able to execute more on big plays, and I'm a little bit nervous how Lumen Christie's given up some big plays, so they're going to have to address that. So I'm going to take an upset win. I'm going to take the Napoleon Pirates to be the first Cascades Conference team in the playoffs to beat Lumen Christie and punch their ticket to go to Ford Field.
Wouldn't that be nuts? They would have a parade. I think your pick is absolutely reasonable. I think it's going to be a very close game, and I think it comes down to timing of Lumen Christie's big plays. And I know Napoleon has scouted Lumen Christie. Lumen Christie has scouted Napoleon. Both teams know exactly what they're going to do, but timing. Who will win the game of timing? I'm going to pick Lumen Christie in a very close game, and I think weather plays a factor, and I'll say the final score will be 21-20. Lumen Christie. In a classic, in an all-time classic.
That'll be a great one.
Yeah. So we hope it's a good one for sure. That's our picks. That's our predictions. We'll be right back with our Willis and Macknick Player of the Week.
For at least a dozen years I've been at MVP Sports and using them. Ray and Kelly do a great job of getting me the things I need. Shirts, hats, uniforms for basketball teams, shirts for the golf teams.
We've been using MVP Sports for close to 10 years now. The biggest reason that we come back to MVP Sports is because every time that I walk in the door, they treat me like I'm a first-time customer. I would recommend MVP Sports to other businesses as well as anybody in this community.
For over 35 years, Nostalgia Inc. has been Jackson's home for all things comics, graphic novels, and games. Whether it's Spider-Man, Batman, X-Men, The Walking Dead, or even Stranger Things and Star Wars, Nostalgia's friendly staff has decades of experience and can find the perfect gift for that fanatic in your life. With the largest selection and inventory of the latest comics, you're always sure to find something new and different at Nostalgia. Looking for something from years back? Our backstock selection can't be beat. And don't forget to ask about our subscription service so you never miss an issue. Into Magic the Gathering, D&D, Pokemon, or tabletops? We've got everything you could ever need. Whether you're starting a new hobby, a seasoned collector, or just shopping for that superhero in your life, Nostalgia Inc. is the place for you. Nostalgia Inc. on Mechanic Street in downtown Jackson.
The Chase is the hottest spot in Jackson. They're sure to have something for everyone. Large open dining spaces are available that are perfect for any team gathering, offering delicious handcrafted pizza, available in hand-tossed or thin crust, flavorful wings blasted with your favorite sauce, and Angus burgers that'll make any fan's mouth water. The Chase, the perfect place to spend the big game.
You never think about a good tow truck service until you really need one. Jimmy's Towing and Auto Repair in Jackson will be there for you in a flash. Our technologically advanced GPS software enables us to pinpoint your location and dispatch the closest truck to assist you in no time. Jimmy's has the largest towing and rescue truck fleet in the area, and we have the right equipment for any towing need. When you need help in a flash, call Jimmy's. Jimmy's Towing and Repair in Jackson.
Welcome back to the Aspen 1 Hour Football Show. It's time now for our Willis and Macknick Player of the Week, and this week it comes from the regional final win over St. Mary's. Who you got?
Our Willis and Macknick Player of the Week is Bart Loretz from Napoleon, the single-season rushing leader in program history. Had another big win in the regional championship game Friday night. Loretz had 24 carries for 139 yards and scored both touchdowns for the Pirates as they earned the program's first regional championship with a 14-7 win over Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central. The senior also had a great night on the defensive side of the ball as one of the leading tacklers for the Pirate defense. Congrats to the 12-0 Pirates and to Bart Loretz, this week's Willis and Macknick Player of the Week.
That kid has games bigger than a lot of kids' seasons, and keeps on rolling, and it's going to be a fun weekend for both communities, the parents, fans, kids of all the schools. It should be a full house on at Chelsea on Saturday.
It's going to be great. I mean, it's unfortunate that they have to play each other in this situation, but it's great that they both earned the way and got here, and at least we know the winner is going to go to Ford Field, and that's just a great feeling locally for our teams.
Yeah, it's awesome. Good luck to both teams. We hope you play your best games, and we should see a good one. Highlights, photos, and more on Saturday evening on the JTV website. That's all for this week's Aspen 1 Hour Football Show. We'll see you next week.